Sup guys, TK here, and it is time to check out the lightning boost. I could have sworn I had already done this, but apparently I missed it, and someone requested it on my last video in the comments, so I'm going to do it this time. One of the things I'm going to do at the end of the video, because I forgot to do it last video, is on the painted octanes it's not as big of a deal, but I did want to show comparisons between like the gray and the plain, maybe burnt sienna and orange, saffron, lime, like I always do. And I'll do the same on the lightning boost towards the end, because I think the plain and the cobalt definitely look very similar. So I definitely think you should see that. Here is your saffron, which was just called lightning yellow, a freebie given to us a while back, obviously. I've always liked the lightning. Personally, it was one of my favorite boosts for a while. I love the audio from it. So I was super stoked. Some of them, though, kind of like Crimson. And this one, I mean, it's like there's too much noise there. Whereas you look at this, well, the original actually was kind of like that too. I don't know, I like it when it's defined like this, but let's go through them. But yeah, I like the lightning. You know, I honestly thought there for a while, especially once we got the lightning yellow, that we would continue to get additional colors through kind of like common drops or something released periodically, but then they went and surprised us and gave us a huge patch with all this stuff. Let me do it from this angle. I like the pink and the sky blue quite a bit. And I actually like the crimson if you get a good setup on the car. But in general, I don't really care for the crimson as much. I don't really need to show the originals probably, but just for the sake of comparison. And then I'll do it again from the rear view so you can see the exhaust. Right here. I mean, what do you guys think? Do y'all like lightning? Especially, like, I'm curious about what people think about certain colors like crimson. But I'm going to show it off here in a second in a way that I thought it looked pretty cool. And there's the two other ones. So, I mean, like, let's just check out pink, for instance, just for giggles. See, I think it looks pretty good. Goes along well. So here's your crimson, though. Especially with this, I thought it looked pretty good. You know, it's not the best, but I think it looks pretty good. I'd use it. And then I thought burnt sienna looked pretty good right here, because I thought it went pretty well with the Dracos. So why don't we load up a quick exhibition match. No bots. And let's do maybe a different color. You know what? Let's just do crimson. Let's do it. And join orange. And let's make sure the audio is up so it'll blow out my eardrums, but y'all can hear the boost. I think that's enough. Real quick, we will also go back and do those. Hold on one second, I gotta lower that audio. One of these days I will use some editing software like Adobe to where that won't be a big deal. So my problem is, like, the default one, and then you've got... Those are pretty close. I mean, it's not too bad, but... Let's go look at Sky Blue. See, Sky Blue is totally different. Let's do... I almost am curious. I mean, that original one, yeah, it's kind of like a mix of white and cobalt almost. And there's gray versus white. They almost looked, as far as color goes, they look identical to me. But the gray is definitely kind of more that defined, kind of like the burnt sienna versus orange. The burnt sienna might be a little bit darker too. Anything else? Let's do, I mean, you could do lime versus that one, I guess, but they're not really even similar at all. But yeah, guys, there is your lightning. Sorry it took me so long to get those. And now, real quick, let's go through all the octanes, since I forgot to do that. There's your default one. Obviously, the default and titanium white don't look anything alike, but default and gray. No, they did a pretty good job. I mean, sometimes I complain that maybe the gray or the black is too similar, and I almost feel like Psyonix has watched some of my videos because I have complained so much about the colors being too similar. And it's like, all right, then, fine. You're not getting a black car. We're just going to give you the plain one. You know, the plain one is your black car. But I thought they did a really good job. The gray here definitely stands out on its own. Let's see. What else could you say? I mean, you could do gray versus white, but again, no real comparison there. Do forest green versus lime. Not even close. Do burnt sienna versus orange. Again, I mean, the burnt sienna is so much darker. They did a good job. Now, the only two, though, look at that. Can you tell the difference? Yeah, you can, but it's pretty faint. You got your lime, saffron. Obviously, certain angles definitely show it off better, I think. Maybe a different color car might as well. But that one's probably the closest in terms of, let's do cobalt. See, cobalt and sky blue don't look anything alike either. But there you go, guys. And supposedly, I did link this in the description on the last video. Someone on Reddit had posted here a few days ago that there looks to be code already in the game to be able to say, all right, blue team, you want, you know, a cobalt, and red team, you want a crimson. There you go. So if we're really lucky, the autumn update will also bring us that much, you know, wanted feature, at least by me. I want to be able to do a certain color car for one team and a different one for another team. I don't know. I didn't watch the video that the guy attached. I don't know if he went into it at all to see, do we have the ability to say, all right, well, I want to do a paladin on the blue team, and I want to have a burnt sienna or orange on my red team. I don't know if he went into that at all. I think that would be pretty rare for someone to want to have two totally different cars on different colors. You know, on the, I say red team, but orange team or the blue team. I can't see me wanting to do that. I mean, if I'm going to use Octane, I'm going to use Octane. But there may be somebody out there who says, you know what? I want to use the Batmobile on every time I'm on Team Orange, and I want to use, you know, a Breakout Type S every time I'm on Team Red. Or Blue, sorry. So I don't know. I'm really hopeful that we'll at least get the colors available to us. That would be enough for me. If they would allow you to have two different cars, though, that would actually be kind of cool. That's it, guys. That was your lightning, and that was a follow-up on the octanes. And I will see y'all in the next one.